Hello, everyone. My name is Brian Fike, and I recently had the opportunity to go on one of the United Youth Camp trips. I went to South Africa, and I just want to take a couple of minutes and kind of talk about that a little bit, some of my experiences, to give thanks where I feel like it needs to be given, and to maybe possibly encourage others who are thinking about maybe going on a similar trip. I know the United Youth Court, has other opportunities besides even South Africa. So if any young adults are, thinking about that, I think it's a really great opportunity. Um, I'm not really sure who all is going to see this, to be honest, but hopefully, God willing, it just reaches the right people, and that's kind of how that goes, I guess. I want to give thanks to not only the donators, but also to everyone involved in this, from the camp coordinators, the camp directors, to Lino, who has helped oversee this, and just kind of organize everything and work with everyone. She was wonderful to work with. Really, everyone was wonderful to work with in this. Thank you to everyone who volunteered, who actually went over to South Africa. Just everyone who made this possible. It was just such an amazing trip, and it wouldn't be possible without everyone working and everyone involved. I also want to just encourage others who possibly might be thinking, other young adults who might be thinking about going on a similar trip like this. I've had the chance to travel quite a bit of the world, South America, Europe, now Africa. Using the Feast of Tabernacles as an avenue, but also just taking like personal, vacation trips, whether it's cruises or just traveling, flying. And I gotta say, like, this trip in particular was one of the coolest trips I've ever gone on. And I think the reason for that is not just because of the location. I think it's because if you go out of your comfort zone, you go out and just serve, especially in a place like Africa, the perspective you get from that, and working with people of, who maybe aren't as well off, especially financially, where the communities they live in may not be as safe as the communities we live in. The perspective we get from that is just amazing. And so this trip was just one of a kind. I highly encourage it if you're able to. As far as what I've learned from this trip, or what I've kind of like taken away from it, the experiences were amazing, the location's amazing, it was gorgeous. But the thing that I keep coming back to is that, kind of like a overall big picture concept, like God is working on this plan with humanity. He's been working on it for thousands of years now, and it's happening right in front of your eyes, right in front of our eyes, and it's happening regardless of whether we believe in it or not, or whether we choose to align ourselves with it or not. It's happening right in front of us, and a trip like this really just gives you the perspective to see that plan, see it in action, and choose to have the vision or the focal point of the kingdom of God, and align yourself with that. And similar to the Feast of Tabernacles, I would say it's very similar, but maybe in a little different way, just because you don't necessarily get the perspective that a trip like this would get you. And that's for sure been the biggest takeaway for me, is just that perspective, and not necessarily learning anything new, but being heavily reminded of the importance of the vision of the plan of God always. So that's all of my takeaways from it, necessarily, that I want to put in this video, but I do want to take some time and just share some of the ideas or answers from some of the campers. So I did go around the camp, and I just picked a few of the campers, and I asked them questions, just so everyone can kind of see, get an insight to what their mind is thinking and where they're at during this camp. So some of the questions I would ask them is, what was your favorite part of camp, or what was the most challenging part of camp? Why do they think camp is important? How can they maintain the zone once they go back home? And more important, of course, the last question, are you glad you came to camp this year?
My favorite part of camp, I would say it was the horse riding. Because it was really challenging, but like I guess it was the favorite. I really like horse riding. From 2 years back, like I enjoy horse riding.
Part of camp was probably the line dancing. I really, really, really liked the line dancing, especially because I think because there were like fewer people, we could do a lot more, and it was fun to get the guys involved as well because they're not really normally like that involved in line dancing a lot. So it was really fun.
It's to help kids learn and grow a better relationship with each other and with God.
Probably the high ropes, because the moving logs. Yeah, that was very challenging, and you had to balance on the balancing beam.
Definitely the high ropes, like the first bit of the high ropes was really challenging for me.
What was challenging about that?
I don't know, it was just getting to the top was just really high and really scary. I was completely out of my comfort zone.
Hands down, the high ropes. I first of all did not want to go there, but after a little bit of convincing, I decided to try it, even though I really don't like heights. Heights is not my favorite thing. But I'm glad I did it for the experience, but I'll never do it again. I think you should like hang like a copy of like the things, like all the elements of the zone in your room. Just go over it every morning and think about it during like your everyday life.
Be inclusive with all my friends and have fun. Be weird, be different and unique, and try your best.
Very, very glad I came to camp. Honestly, I think this is the first camp where I truly got to be myself, and also like I've got to know the dorm more than I usually would throughout the last 4 or 5 camps. So I'm really glad I did come to camp.
Thank you again to everyone. This was amazing. Can't recommend it enough. And thank you.